Welcome back to Headlines now on NDTV Hindu. Now to get you some news from the state. Every time a campaign vehicle passes your office or house, the first thing you probably hear these days is a booming noise followed by just one campaign vehicle. Pratiksha Ramkumar tries to figure out why the festivities during this local body election seem a little less festive.
On the campaign trail with mayoral candidate M. Subramaniam, his convoy comprises just 3 bikes, his campaign vehicle and a car. Isn't that much smaller than the usual campaigns? This is the impact of the Election Commission's strict expenditure limit.
தேர்தல் ஆணையத்தோட அந்த கட்டுப்பாடுங்கிறது வரவேற்கக்கூடியதுதான். அது வெறுமனே எதிர்க்கட்சிகளுக்கு மட்டும் ஆளுங்கட்சிக்கு பொருந்தாதுங்கிற மாதிரி இப்போ நடைமுறையில் இருக்கு. இப்போ எங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இந்த இப்போ நீங்க பார்க்கறீங்க ரெண்டு ஒரு ஜீப் அது மாதிரி தோழர்கள் மட்டும் வராங்க.
According to the State Election Commission's rules in the candidates handbook, mayoral candidates are not allowed to spend more than 11 lakh rupees for their election campaign. Candidates say this estimate is archaic, especially as many of them can afford to spend much more from their personal kitty. Here are the declared assets of the main contenders. AIADMK Saidai Duraiswamy has declared 13.91 crore. M. Subramaniam of the DMK has declared 44.5 lakhs. 1.89 crore from Saidai P. Ravi of the Congress. And independent candidate Sarath Babu has declared 20 lakhs.
நாங்க ஒரு முறை தான் நாங்க வந்து வாகனத்தை பயன்படுத்துறோம். ஒரு வட்டத்துக்கு வரும்போது அப்புறம் மீதி வாகனத்தை பயன்படுத்துறது இல்ல. நான் நடந்து தான் போய் ஓட்டு கேக்குறாங்க. பேசிக்கா சட்டமன்ற தேர்தலை ஒப்பிடுகின்ற பொழுது மாநகராட்சி செலவு தொகை என்பது 15 வருஷம் 20 வருஷத்துக்கு முன் நிர்ணயம் செய்ததா அப்படியே வச்சிருக்காங்க மாற்றி அமைக்கல.
Few candidates though welcome the strict monitoring of expenditure, saying it definitely helps create a level playing field.
It is very much probable, but they have to, stick on to like volunteerism of party cadres, and they have to go on with other easy and costless ways of methods of campaigning. Like my wish would be like all the candidates stick on to that limits and play a level feeling.
The idea behind the expenditure limit may be to create a level playing field. But how the Election Commission plans to strictly and neutrally monitor the election expenditures of every candidate is the big question. And candidates say a revised expenditure limit could go a long way to people sticking to it. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, moving across the ocean, you would say, on to some international news. Now, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs has died. Now, Jobs was 56 and was battling pancreatic cancer. His family, in a statement, said that Jobs died peacefully, surrounded by his family. In his public life, Steve was known as a visionary, and in his private life, he cherished his family. Now, Steve Jobs, the face of Apple, was one of the world's best-known business leaders. He had combined technology with design to give the world the iPhone, the iPad, and his death came a day after Apple had unveiled its latest iPhone 4S model. Now, Jobs grew up in Cupertino, California, which later became home to Apple's headquarters. Well, Apple said in a press release that it was deeply saddened to announce that Mr. Jobs had passed away on Wednesday. Now, they added saying that Steve's brilliance, passion and energy were the source of countless innovations that enriched and improved all their lives. The world is immeasurably better because of Steve. Well, and Microsoft owner Bill Gates also tweeted in stating that for those of us lucky enough to get to work with Steve, it's been an insanely great honor. I will miss Steve immensely. And Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg also said that, Steve, thank you for being a mentor and a friend. Thanks for showing that what you built can change the world. I will miss you. Well, and those were the world's people reacting there. And right here, Chennai spoke out on what Apple meant to them and what it was to have a man like Jobs. And most of all, what a brilliant job Jobs did. Take a look.
Steve Jobs, it looks like he has held on to his death, waiting for the launch of the iPhone 4S. He did not want to disturb the launch of his product. It's almost a goosebumps kind of a moment. Yesterday was the launch and today he dies. And it's such a sort of an irony as well as an, it's a very touching moment actually. And what is hard for me to digest is the fact that this guy is just 56 years old, and 56 is really middle age.
See, Steve Jobs
touched millions of people, directly or indirectly. So the morning comes a post in the social media like Facebook, Twitter, all over the world. It shows him how many hearts he has won and how many hearts he has touched directly or indirectly.
And Steve Jobs is very energetic and creative minded. It was very decent. And
well, I'd definitely like to resound one of those viewers who said he definitely affected you directly or indirectly. Well, time to move on. The world of social networking does bring up some rather interesting lines, and of course today writing on the wall was bombarded with tribute messages to the man who gave us the I word. Let's take a look at what one such person had to say on writing on the wall today. Well, Radhika Iyer says that Steve Jobs said during a speech in 2005 saying, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life, because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart." That was an exact statement of what the late Steve Jobs had once said. Well, time to take a quick break here on the bulletin, but an NDTV Hindu campaign to save our city's pavements. More on that when we return. Stay with us.